Hey everybody, this is Joel, the Accidental Retiree, here on YouTube. Bienvenidos a nuestro canal, or should I say, benvenuti tutti. Qui siamo in Italia. We are here in Italy as part of our round the world trip. We're having a great time, and the content has been kind of easy to make. I've been shooting a lot of footage, but it's been hard to actually take the time and put everything together because we're just having so much fun just doing everything that we're doing. I haven't really found any time to start putting content together. So as you're watching this, obviously I found some time to put content together. So in the last video, we did a day trip from Vidiciatico, where we're staying. We went to Porretta Terme, had a great time, and Jillian is doing some laundry. She's coming on by. Anyways, we were going to have part of that video, we were going to do some cooking, but we thought the video was getting a little too long. So here I am today, and I thought what I can do is show you around our little Airbnb. I took a whole bunch of drone footage, and as some of you may know, I crashed my drone. I completely destroyed it. So we'll be picking up a new one in Bologna. That was a very expensive lesson. Luckily enough, I got a lot of drone footage of Vidiciatico, and also we went up to the ski hill where I crashed my drone. And as you can see by the footage of when that drone crash happened, it was really, really beautiful. And it's kind of sad because I had a whole bunch of video ideas of what I could do to really give you an idea of where we're staying. And where we're staying is kind of it's not very well known among, let's say, American or Canadian tourists. We are near the Tuscan border here in Emilio Romano. It's kind of nice because it gives me the feeling that Canadians, especially Albertans, will know if you've been up in Banff, Lake Louise, and Kananaskis, it has a lot. It feels kind of like that, minus the big Rocky Mountains, but it really, for all intents and purposes, feels the same. But the biggest surprise, for us anyways, is how inexpensive things are here. And of course, you can spend a lot of money depending on the type of restaurant you go and depending on the accommodations you booked. But we were able to book this beautiful, it's kind of like a townhome apartment, but more like a cabin. We got a really nice fireplace. We got a fire going right now. We're located like a 4-minute walk just down the hill to the town. And then from this location, we can pretty well get to a whole bunch of other towns within 20 minutes. So it really serves as a nice home base where if you want peace and quiet, you want to be close to nature, lots of hiking here. If you came here in the winter, obviously there's skiing. The cycling, for my cycling friends out there, honestly, I would give this area a shot. The cycling out of Vidiciatico is incredible. I mean, there's so many different routes, and if you're into climbing, you're gonna definitely be able to get your climb on. So anyways, what I'm gonna do is start a little bit of the cooking, show you what we bought. We went to the town on our little trip to Porretta Terme. We also stopped and bought some fresh pasta. I had some leftover sauce from the other day. So I think what we're going to do is make a little mini tortellini with the little sauce. We got some salamis and some bresaola. I always would pronounce that wrong. I always would say bresaola. And everyone's like, what? Oh, you mean bresaola? And I'm like, yeah, bresaola. And it was got to get that pronunciation correct. So let's get to it. Let's see what we got in the fridge, and we'll put this quick lunch together, enjoy it with a little glass of wine, and then go from there. All right, so love this Airbnb, our vacation property. I mean, I guess the title of this video is how we stayed in Italy 6 days for free. We've been a member of homeexchange.com for quite some time. I've done lots of home exchanges over the years. I wouldn't say a lot, but enough to have made it worth it. And you can do a couple different kind of exchanges. You can either exchange your property at the same time people are staying at yours. So you stay at theirs, they stay at yours. Or you can use what's called guest points, which we use for this because we have earned guest points with people staying at our place, and we can now spend those points, which we did here, essentially spending those points and not spending any additional dollars. I love the little balcony here, so you can come out kind of in the morning, have your coffee. You get the sunrise coming up over the mountains, which is beautiful. It does let in light into the master bedroom, but they also have these wood shutters that you can put up to block the light, which is good. But we just haven't done that. I enjoy seeing that morning light. Kind of wakes me up, and away we go. So you come into the unit. One of the things we've made really good use of is the fire because it's been a little cool. You got a beautiful little kitchen. It's got everything that you need. We got a stove. One thing that we've used quite a bit here is the soda stream, so you can make your bubbly water. They got a little Nespresso machine, and we bought also a whole bunch of Nespresso pods for our trip here. And then I discovered that they had, where's that little, oh, they had like a little milk foamer. So we bought some heavy cream and some milk, and if you kind of mix them half and half and then foam it, and here's a little pro trick is put a teaspoon of sugar in it while you're doing the foam, and then once you've foamed up about half a glass, you can just put your Nespresso pod in there, and I do like a double shot into that, and that's our morning coffee. A couple other things. What are some of the beers and wines that we found? A local wine that I really liked here, which we got in the town, was Rocca Cornetta, and it's just a nice, simple white wine, really fruity, lots of apple, lots of pear, really, really nice and just easy to drink. You know, kind of an afternoon like this with lunch. Here is the wine that we got from the little wine store in the last video. Yeah, so you just go to these little wine stores, and that's really, really popular throughout Italy. And we saw that in also Catania, and you can kind of fill your bottle up for like 2 to 3 euros. In this case, that 750 milliliters was 3 euros. In Catania, you could do the same, and there was a little place there where you could get a liter for as little as 2 euros. Some of the beers I like, lots of craft beers in Italy. This American Pale Ale was really good. 6%, I think 6% alcohol. Let me just check that out. 5.9. So not too alcoholic, but really hoppy, really reminiscent of an American Pale Ale. And then the one other beer that I really like is this Italian Pale Lager, a little lower in alcohol content, kind of bitter, but also perfect for kind of a warmer day. And the Peroni, which is, a classic Italian beer, and you can buy these bigger bottles just at any store. And, we're just having a little Peroni right now. Okay, so I'm going to kind of do this video with not a lot of editing. We're going to go into the fridge, which is nice. They got a nice size fridge. What are we going to pull out? I've got some leftover meats. We got a little white wine that's cooling off. We have our pasta. Oh, Jillian, I was looking for this today. It was in the fridge, so there's some leftover. You can see we have some leftover cream and foam, and that's what we've been using for our coffees. And what else do we got? We got a little bit of a leftover, kind of like a mixed, so it has some fennel, some peppers, a little bit of cheese in there, so we'll use that up. And then the other day we made a pasta, and I have a little bit of the sauce left, so we'll use that up. And I don't know, what else do you think, hon? Oh, we got some beans, right? So I got some fresh green beans. I've got a little bit of garlic. No onion, but that's okay. We're just going to do the garlic with the beans. And I think we got some butter, yes? Let's see where the butter is, Jilly. Oh, we got our big thing of burro. Okay, so I'm going to make buttered beans. I'm going to make a pasta using the leftover sauce. We have some cold cuts and some salamis that we'll put out. And yeah, let's get crack-a-lackin'. All right, let's get this pasta going. We'll get water in the pot. We'll start boiling our water. Another nice thing is everything kind of comes stocked here, so you know they got the basic salt, sugar, all that stuff you need. So throw a little bit of salt in our water, and we'll just bring that baby to a boil. All right, while we're waiting for that water to come to a boil, let's put ourselves together a little charcuterie. And I got this nice bresaola, which I got fresh from the butcher the other day. And I'll just kind of put all that together. What else do we got? What else do we got here, Jillian? Leftover cheese. I was going to put some of these peppers, a little bit of fennel. We're kind of going through the leftovers. This is our last day here, so we'll do that. We got some nice little olives. We'll throw those guys in here. And found a little bit of salami. Oh, and then we got this beautiful hunk of cheese. So we're just going to cut a little bit of that up right now. And we can just break that apart. Make it kind of nice. Not just like break it apart like so. And voila, we have our little antipasta platter. We'll put that on the table, out of the way. And put away our cheese. Alright, so with the pasta, we'll make some buttered beans. Just like chop off the ends. And that's a great thing. You just go down into town, and there's all these little stores, and they all kind of have their little specialty, but getting fresh produce is just easy to do here. And everything you need is literally within walking distance of this place. From the butcher to the baker to the one lady we got all of our pasta from. She makes the fresh pasta herself. So you can get the fresh pasta and just bring it home, throw it in the boiling water, and make yourself something yummy and fresh, super easy.
That. Water tanky.
Well, Jill, we got a little antipasta, which you're digging into. What do you think so far?
It's the best. The best.
And what do you think of our little Airbnb here, our little home exchange?
It's perfect. It's been wonderful. It's been cozy. It's a little chilly.
Yeah.
But with the fireplace and then the warm blankets, we've been.
They had the beds and the blankets and the pillows have been really, really good here.
Yeah,
like nice. It's cozy upstairs. Mm-hmm. All right, what's that? So I got my beans done here, guys. Ooh, so we're ready to go. We got them cut. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this water to a boil, and I'm just gonna blanch them for like a minute, and then I'm gonna finish them off just after I do the pasta with a little white wine and butter sauce. All right, I love these garlics. And we'll just get a little garlic. Let's go for 4. All right. So we'll do a little smashy. And I'm just gonna chop. That's perfect. All right, let's get some fire going there. I'll throw these beans in the water. And I'm just gonna blanch them like a minute. Butter on. I'm not scared of the butter, people. Put our garlic. And this is going to be super simple. Can you guys smell that garlic? Can you smell that garlic, everybody? That garlic is smelling nice. And we're going to just put on our beans. Pepper. I like a lot of pepper. And get some salt. We're going to finish this with some white wine. And we're going to reduce that. Look at that going in there. I'm just going to reduce that wine just a little bit. I don't want to overcook the beans. I want them like too tender. And want to be able to taste the wine sauce with the garlic and the butter. But we want to just burn off the alcohol right now. There's our beans. And they can just sit like that because they're not going to get cold. Next is the pasta, everybody. Let's get that baby going. Okay. Alright, so I have a sauce. It's a leftover from a pasta sauce. It's basically just a mix of vegetables. We had some peppers, some onions, some garlic, some cream, a little white wine. Italy, too saucy is no bueno. They don't overly sauce their pastas here. Alright, that sauce is coming along nicely. We got our water boiling. We got our fresh tortellinis. In they go, just like so. We're not going to cook these very long. They're just going to rise up, and when they rise up, we're just going to pull them out, and we're going to throw them right into the sauce. They'll finish cooking in there. We want them very al dente. And in Italy, I've noticed that their al dente is more al dente than what I'm kind of used to, which I actually really liked. These little guys are, you can kind of see them floating up at the top there. That means they're close to done. Oh, a little bean still on, so I'm just going to throw them in. Just throw them in with the sauce, and we're going to finish cooking them in there. Look at these little mini guys, hey? They're beautiful. All right, perfect. Then we'll just give her a little turn. We're cooking nicely there. Get it nice and coated. I'm going to have Jillian try one. There you go, Jilly.
Okay.
Perfect?
Yeah.
All right, so our pasta is ready. Let's serve.
I'm turn the gas off.
Yes, please.
But you might have. Ooh, look at that. Right here. First bites. Good, that's it. It's delicious, honey. Look at this.